And welcome back to the program, Connect with Me. I'm your host, John Mallows, here on MeTV Fresno and Comcast Channel 187. It is Friday. That means your community. Today we're talking politics because the June 5th primary is just around the corner. In the next several weeks or so, several days, we're going to be talking politics. We'll be interviewing several politicians today. We're going to have John Hernandez. He is the CEO of the Central Valley Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, and he's running for Congress in the 21st District. His opponents, Blong Jong, he's a Democrat, as is John, and the Republican David Valadao. By the way, Blong Jong is going to be on 2 weeks from today. David Valadao, a Republican, has declined our request to come on for an interview or even debate one of the other candidates. This is the 21st Congressional District. We'll be talking to John Hernandez about Afghanistan, unemployment, Hillary Clinton being in China. We're back with our interview with John Hernandez, running for Congress, in just a moment. Welcome back to Connect with Me. I'm John Mallows. As mentioned, John Hernandez. Hey, welcome to the program. You're running for Congress in the 21st Congressional District. You are the Central California Hispanic Chamber of Commerce CEO, and welcome to the program. Appreciate you being here.
It's great to be here, John, and I tell you what, I really appreciate you being inviting me here to MeTV, channel 187 on Comcast, and like I said,
43.6 if you have an antenna.
And 43.6. You know, it's great to be here. Yes, definitely. I have Comcast at home.
Okay, let's get right to it. Today, the big news is that the unemployment rate has dipped down to 8.1%. We have a package, a video to show you, if you'll turn around, and let's take a look at the details in this drop in unemployment out this morning.
The nation's unemployment rate has dropped over the past month. The Labor Department says the jobless rate dipped 1/10 to 8.1%, with fewer people looking for work. Payrolls growth was smaller than expected, with 115,000 jobs added. While that number fell short of analyst forecasts, the previous 2 months' hiring numbers were revised higher. A warm winter brought the strongest jobs creation since the recession. Since then, there have been other mixed signs, including less than stellar sales numbers posted by retailers. Since August, the headline-making unemployment rate has dropped a percentage point to a 3-year low. Two big question marks for the months ahead involve the potentially negative impacts on the economy related to Europe's debt crisis and gasoline prices. The relevance of the job market now plays into an increasingly critical question, and that's the political component. The presidential election is now just 6 months away. Mark Hamrick, The Associated Press, Washington.
The question is, all right, this is the political question. 8.1%, it's down. How does this figure into the political season? Of course, the re-election or election coming up in November.
Well, I'll tell you what, bringing the unemployment rate going down is a good thing. I just wish we could get our local unemployment rate down. I would give an arm and a leg to have 8.1 unemployment in Central California, in this valley, and in this district, the 21st Congressional District, which is plagued with high unemployment, as high as 18% in some of the parts of the district. I just think what it does is it plays into a message that I segue right into. Is my campaign says jobs first. I'm focused on jobs, job creation. That's what I do at the Central California Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. We create jobs. But as far as the political implications on the national level in the presidential race, that's probably more good news for President Obama, and a little bit of, I don't want to call it bad news, because it's never bad news when we're bringing down the unemployment rate. But
all right, I know you're a Democrat, but still, from reports I've read, 88 million people in this country are not working today. And in April, ages 16 to 19 years of age, 25% unemployment.
You're right, and let me tell you a little bit about what I've been doing locally here to help bring down some of the unemployment numbers. Is the Central California Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, along with the Fresno County Department of Social Services and also the Fresno Economic Development Corporation serving Fresno County, what we do is every year we do our job fair. We did our job fair on March 28th at the fairgrounds, 12,000 people showing up, over 200 employers there, 2,000 job openings, and we get about 1,300 hires out of that job fair every year. I'll tell you what, I think addressing unemployment is a top priority for myself. It's a top priority for my campaign.
Small business?
Small business. I'm an expert in small business.
Because?
I'm the CEO of the Central California Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, and we have a program that we implement every year, and we've been doing it over the last 2 years. It's called the Small Business Roadshow. We're going into these small towns like Mendota and Fireball and Fowler and Sanger, and what we're doing there, and also here in Fresno, is we're working with these small businesses. We're bringing with us not just our expertise, but we do actual training. It's called Next Level Business Training, teaching them on marketing, on finances, business plans, and then on top of that, what we're also bringing with us is we're bringing with us the Small Business Administration to help fund these businesses. That's the key.
You think unemployment and jobs is more important than Homeland Security, keeping us safe?
Oh, I think keeping us safe is important, definitely important. But without one, you can't have the other. And what I'm saying by that is, without good jobs and good jobs going on, you can't have dollars generated in the economy in order to fund a good homeland security system. But like I said, jobs and job creation is a fundamental cornerstone of my entire campaign. Is creating more jobs. My campaign theme is jobs first.
All right, earlier this week you knew about the secret mission that President Obama flew into Afghanistan, announced this partnership with Afghanistan. The troops there, our troops, U.S. troops, will be pulling out in 2012, but partial stay. They will partially remain in the country until 2024. This is what President Obama had to say about the troop pullout. Just turn around and take a look there, John, and then we'll react to it after.
As we move forward, some people will ask why we need a firm timeline. The answer is clear. Our goal is not to build a country in America's image or to eradicate every vestige of the Taliban. These objectives would require many more years, many more dollars, and most importantly, many more American lives. Our goal is to destroy Al-Qaeda, and we are on a path to do exactly that.
Your reaction?
Well, my reaction is I'm glad that we're ending the war. You know, I think that's something we need to do.
Yeah, but you announce it to the world. Now everyone knows it. Why telegraph your punches?
Well, I'll tell you what. I think we need to let our military families. I think they've given enough, and what I mean by that is they've served in the military. They served in Afghanistan. It's now time to bring them home. They've been over there, I think, 8, 9 years, 10 years?
But do we have to announce when? Do we have to do a timetable?
Well, you know what? I think I'm not in the. I can't defend the president's decisions and things of that sort. But what I can say is I'm glad the war is coming to an end. I think we're wasting too much time and money on this. I felt that the war should have been over actually last year when we got Osama bin Laden. I would have supported declaring victory and moving out of there ASAP.
We're going to be there until 2024 on a partial basis to train the troops of Afghanistan to defend themselves. You agree with that?
You know what? I'm not really excited about that. You know, I really feel that we need to bring our troops home. That's where I'm standing on the war in Afghanistan. We can't afford to continue to spend dollars in Afghanistan. I think it's time for us to bring our troops home.
I know you're worried about the deficit. It's in the trillions of dollars right now. Would you be willing to spend any amount of money if you're elected to Congress to defeat Al-Qaeda? Any amount of money?
You know what? I'm not defeating Al-Qaeda. I feel we've already defeated the leader of Al-Qaeda, and that is Osama bin Laden. I think the president's plan and how he's handling this with drones and things of that sort, I think that's a more effective way. When you look at the results that the president has developed over the last 4 years, when you have 20 of the top 30 Al-Qaeda leaders being taken out and the centerpiece himself, Osama bin Laden, falling, I think that's been a real effective war and a real cost-effective war to fight the war on terror. But I'm concerned about the dollars that we continue to spend on these wars. I think we need to end these wars, and we need to bring our troops home and do some nation building.
But are you willing to spend any amount of money to keep this country safe, including eliminating Al-Qaeda altogether?
Well, you know about spending any amount of money necessary. That's you know
to keep us safe.
I think it's important we keep ourselves safe, definitely, within reason. I think you know what I mean by that is
this country can't afford another spectacular 9/11.
We cannot afford another 9/11. I know that, but I'll tell you what we need to do is do some nation building here in our nation. we need more help in the Central California in the 21st Congressional District. That's when we need help. This is the poorest. Let's look at the district. This is out of 436 districts in the State of the Union. This number is number 436, the poorest district in the land. The worst health care, the worst dropout rates.
But it'll get worse if we have another 9/11 attack.
Well, I'll tell you what, it'll get worse, but I'm just telling you, we've got to do something about this district. I'm concerned about this district.
All right, we're going to continue our conversation with John Hernandez. He is the CEO of the Central California Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. He's running for Congress, 21st Congressional District. Back in a moment here on Connect with Me. Back here on Connect with Me, I'm John Mallows. John Hernandez is our guest, running for Congress, 21st Congressional District. You're happy about that?
Yeah.
I don't know how happy you're going to be. We have a phone call. Let's take it. Good. Nope. I guess they got tired of waiting, so no problem at all. All right. The issue in China right now, the latest this morning, the blind dissident lawyer, of course, he went to our U.S. Embassy in China, Mr. Chen. China has agreed now to accept an application for Mr. Chen so he can come to this country and be a student, that according to the State Department. This is what our Secretary of State, Hillary Clinton, had to say this morning about this issue. Take a look, John.
From the beginning, all of our efforts with Mr. Chen have been guided by his choices and our values. I'm pleased that today our ambassador has spoken with him again. Our embassy staff and our doctor had a chance to meet with him, and he confirms that he and his family now want to go to the United States so he can pursue his studies. In that regard, we are also encouraged by the official statement issued today by the Chinese government confirming that he can apply to travel abroad for this purpose. Over the course of the day, progress has been made to help him have the future that he wants, and we will be staying in touch with him as this process moves forward.
Are you concerned, John, about the human rights issue of China and Mr. Chen and other human rights issues in that country?
Well, first I'd like to just recognize that we have an outstanding Secretary of State. Hillary Clinton has done an outstanding job as Secretary of State. I've been very impressed with her work.
Well, what about the human rights issue in China?
Oh, yeah, I'm going to get to that. I think the human rights issue of China has always been a problem with human rights in China.
And what do you do
it's
about
a communist
it? Especially
country.
in the case of Mr. Chen, has this country handled it properly in the right way?
I think so. I think we have. This is just an example of how America is a beacon of hope and liberty and freedom around the world.
But China has accused us of meddling in their own affairs.
Well, China always is always accusing us of something. It's North Korea or someone of that sort. But when like I said, when people are looking for freedom, they're looking for help. I'm glad that they can come to the U.S. Embassy and get some help. I think that's important. This dissident is blind. And on top of that, he wants to come over here and finish his education. I think that's something that he's being persecuted.
Was it
being
the right
jailed.
move going to our embassy in China?
I think so. That's why we have embassies. That's why we have America. America foreign policy and America's greatness in the world that's just another example of when people really want freedom and they really want opportunity, they come to America and they come to American Embassy, and what they do is get opportunity, and that's what and protection sometimes, because not everywhere is like the U.S. of A. You don't have certain rights there in China. There's a lot of oppression going on in China.
Let's get to some other issues. The health care issue, of course, that went to the Supreme Court. They know what the decision is. It's already been made. The announcement will come out in June. Do you agree with what people are calling Obamacare?
Well, I'll tell you what, John, what's important is, in my opinion, I don't, I'm trying to stay above the political fray a little bit.
But are you in favor or against Obamacare?
Let me finish.
Okay.
I'm trying to stay above I tend to call it what the actual legislation is called. It's called the Affordable Health Care Act.
Right.
And I think that's a proper way to look at this. We needed to do something about the cost of health care in this country.
But forcing Americans to buy something maybe that they don't want, that seems like a violation of the Constitution.
No, what I'm talking about, though, is we needed to do something about the cost of care in America.
There's no guarantee that'll bring it down.
Well, specifically for small businesses, I like by creating these insurance exchanges. I think those. I have 10 years of experience in the insurance and financial services world with Aetna and Prudential, and the cost of care. I've never seen from our members of the chamber the insurance companies.
Hold
on. The insurance companies have never come to our members and said, you know what, you're getting your health care is going down by 20%.
Well, how is the health care bill going to help bring costs down?
Well, the reason why it's going to bring costs down is because it's going to make sure everyone's insured, and by doing that, they're going to share the uninsured pool. And it's going to bring down the cost of care because people will have access to preventative care and preventative medicine rather than them using the emergency room as a way to get their care, which is the most expensive way to do it.
Right.
That's something that is if you want to find out a ballooning cost, that's where you're getting ballooning costs. Also, when you don't have insurance, that's another thing. We all pay indirectly for people who don't have insurance. So we're already paying for these people who don't have insurance. By bringing in a system that actually covers everybody, it actually is going to bring down the cost of care. And that's something that our members at the Central California Hispanic Chamber of Commerce are wanting. They want reasonable care. They want reasonable costs of care. And they want to bring these prices down. That's what I think these insurance exchanges and everything are eventually going to do.
We got to take a quick time out. Will you stick around?
I will.
Okay, all right. John Hernandez is our guest. He's from the Central California Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. He's the CEO running for Congress. We're back with more of Connect with Me in just a moment. Welcome back. John Hernandez has been our guest here on Connect with Me. I appreciate it. And I want to once again say you're the CEO, the Central California Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, running for the 21st Congressional seat. Blong Jong is going to be our guest, your opponent, in 2 weeks from today. David Valadao has said, no thank you. I want nothing to do with you guys. No interview. So that's his prerogative. And we did politely ask him. So John, the poison atmosphere in Washington has not deterred you at all?
Well, let me tell you what, that's one of the reasons why I'm running. I'm not a politician. I'm come from the small business community. I'm a regular person just like your viewers out there. And Washington, I can't find anyone who is saying that they're real happy with what's going on in Washington D.C. That's why we got to get some people in there who are going to focus on getting some things done, building those alliances, also making things happen, and also helping this district, the poorest district in the whole State of the Union. We need help in this district. I need to get busy in this district and get some things done and make some things happen in this district. Because I'll tell you what, we need to graduate more kids from high school. We need to get vocational training back into high school. We need to get jobs, good paying jobs. We need to build the middle class in this district. This district has very little middle class, almost non-existent.
Yeah. Do you believe in term limits for Congress?
I do not.
Because?
I do not believe, because you lose a lot of talent, and in my opinion, I just don't. I believe in elections, and that's what elections are for.
There are many people who believe that some people go into office and it becomes a lifetime job for them, a government job, and they're against that. That's why they want to.
Oh, I can definitely understand that, and I'm not going in here for a lifetime. I'll tell you that right now. But what I am concerned about is what's happening up in Sacramento. You're having those term limits, which are every 6 years, and I think every when you go to the Senate, it's a total of 12.
Or
I
the
think,
Assembly.
And what I'm saying is that what you're having is you develop the system now where the special interests have all the power, where the staffs that roam from each candidate or each office holder, they have all the connections, and so now what they know is that this guy's or gal's going to be gone in 6 years. They're going to deal with someone else. So what I'm saying is that we've got to make sure that we don't have term limits in Congress. Let me tell you why. Is because it's been a disaster for California.
Okay, we're quickly running out of time. What would you do about North Korea?
North Korea, we need aggressive diplomacy with North Korea. That's what we need.
And Iran?
We need UN inspections. Iran, we need aggressive diplomacy and UN inspections in Iran.
And if either one gets a hold of a nuclear bomb, what would you do?
We've got some problems there.
What would you do?
Well, actually, North Korea already has one. You know, so.
But they haven't been able to manufacture it to the point where they can put it on the end of a rocket.
Oh yeah, I understand that. We need to make sure it doesn't happen. And like I said, I will aggressively pursue diplomacy against Iran to whether that be with sanctions, other things.
Would you be in favor of using force against either country?
You know what? We need to have all options at the table, but I think that should be a last option. Like I said, I think that what we need to do is practice aggressive diplomacy.
Quickly, you used us, Ventura TV, as a prime example of small business. We've got less than a minute left.
Well,
explain what you meant by that.
Well, you know, I want to compliment the owner. What's his name?
Mark Sheeran.
Mark Sheeran. I want to compliment Mark Sheeran for what he's doing here. Yeah, this new system they have with these digital channels have allowed him to compete against some of these big, huge, giant conglomerates. And at the same time, he's employing about 4 people in here, making things happen. He's competing on the big market, and that's what small business is about. And I'm glad that he's doing it. And I hope, like I said, I want to let him know I congratulate him on doing that.
All right, we've got to go. We're out of time. John Hernandez, I appreciate your time. Thank you for coming in, and good luck to you in the campaign.
Thank you.
I really appreciate it.